How is everyone? You okay? Hope you're all well. So welcome to this to our monthly drawing session. This will be hopefully nice, and it will be kind of hopefully it'll make you feel hungry, cozy, because there's going to be quite a lot of food involved. And when I was putting these together, with these images, it was making me so hungry and just so like I just wanted to curl up on the sofa with a blanket and just eat pie or something. So yeah, I thought it would be really nice just as I don't know, I mean it's getting quite cold here. The days are getting very short, and I thought this could be a really nice kind of session to just draw cozy images, kitchen images, um, people kind of getting together, having meals. Also nice this time of year because there's a lot of holidays that happen this time of year, and people like think about gatherings and what they're going to cook, and it's really nice for that. So I thought this could be lovely. And like I've seen lately, there's a few people that have been creating like work based around like kind of cozy interiors, like around the fire. And also there is a few, you may have seen the post today, but I've pulled together some some inspiration from like the golden age of children's book illustration, and also from just some current children's book illustrators who do interior kind of domestic scenes like really well. And so there's a little bit of kind of artist inspiration in that post as well that I put in today. So if anyone's watching this on the replay, go back to that post. And it might just give you a bit of help, just thinking about, you might want to bring in a bit of softness into your drawing, whether that's with pencils or paint. And you might want to think about where the light source is coming from and how that can give us a kind of a warm kind of glow, kind of a glow in the room. You might want to think about the colors that you're using, your color palette, and how that can reflect the mood and the feel of the space as well. Yeah, so definitely have a look at those images that I've shown you in the post that I shared today. And even if you're not really into children's book illustration, I think there's some good kind of like bits of those composition that can teach us a lot for some of these from some of these illustrators. I can't share them because I can't share them at the same time as sharing my images that we're going to work from, but I do recommend you go and have a look at that post. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick, I think we can maybe, depending on the complexity of the image that we use, we can work from, I thought maybe between 8 and 12 minutes. And because some of them have got quite a bit going on and some of them are much simpler. So we'll maybe start with a simpler one just to do a quick kind of a warm up. And then we'll maybe decide which ones we want to work on, because I've actually got quite a lot that I've pulled together. So I will share my screen. Does anyone have any questions before we start at all? Please just pop any questions in the chat, or you're very welcome to unmute and come on and just ask any questions, and obviously chat as much as you like throughout as well if you want to. Or if you prefer to work quietly, that's absolutely fine too. So I did mention as well in the post is that you can, if you would prefer to just maybe work on a few of the images, you can. If you wanted to try and work more quickly, maybe in like little panels or in a sequence, then you could do that as well. So you don't have to be set to the images that we're going to use here today. If you prefer not to, they're all on the post, and you can go to that post and Substack and download and right click and download them if you would prefer. But what I'll do is I will share my screen, and then I will share these images with you. Okay. So let me go to the top one. So it's a bit of a mixture. Not all of them are really high quality, because there was some that I was really, really keen to try and use I was trying to find some very specific images I just couldn't find. So some of them I've had to just get from like Pinterest. But I've done my best to try and find as many high quality images as I could. Let me just put this on a full screen. Can everyone see that kind of nicely? Yeah. So what I thought I might just come out of that quickly because I might just whiz through the images, and then if anyone has a preference for what we do as our warm-up, then please let me know. But I was thinking we could maybe something that maybe involves less people because it can be more complicated. So some of these, obviously, there's quite a lot going on. That's not too bad. That's okay because you could kind of focus on the food element and the hands, kind of the kind of giving, receiving. It's quite nice. And then which other one did I think would be quite good? This could be good because it's just, you know, very simple kind of shapes and just thinking about the colours. That wouldn't be too, sorry, that one wouldn't be too tricky because it's zoomed in. And what else have we got? That one's quite nice to just have a little kind of warm up. So does anyone have any preferences? If not, I might just pick one of the slightly more close-up food ones as a warm up. We could start with that one actually. Is that okay? If anyone has any other preferences, please let me know. Otherwise, I think we'll just go with this one for, I think we'll just do that for maybe like 4 minutes, and we'll just do a quick sketch and just to think about. And also if anyone needs time to just prep some paper, maybe, or look at their palette, now might be a good time. So let's just do that full screen. Okay, and I'm going to try, if I can, try and find my timer, which seems to have disappeared. There we go. Can everyone still see my shared screen? Great. Right, okay, there we go. Oh, they've changed the timer. Oh, that's weird. This looks really strange. Every time I open Zoom, it's something different. Okay. So yeah, so 4 minutes on that image. And let me just find it. Okay, so can we all still see the image? Is that okay? Let's hide meeting. There we go. Right. Fabulous. Okay, so I'm gonna just do probably just some quick sketching with probably just pencils, I think. I don't think I've got quite the headspace to think about paints today. But who knows? Maybe in a little bit. But yeah, I have prepped some paper with some pastels, which I hardly ever use because I always find them a bit messy, but I just can't seem to get over the messiness with them. But so I really wanted to try and use them. I thought they would be quite nice, soft kind of backgrounds. Yeah, it's actually working out quite well. It's quite nice because I actually haven't drawn any pumpkins. Well, I've done it well, no, probably I've done one little page of pumpkins this year. And I buy extra like little pumpkins and squashes when I go to the pumpkin farm with the intention of drawing them. And then I just, for the last couple of years, I've just not got around to it. And I've ended up just cooking them, which is nice. But because it gets to that point where you've got to just got to cook them because they almost like start to shrink. What have we got? 1 minute. Oh. About 15 seconds to try and draw some hands. Oh dear. Oh, it's playing that annoying weird music again. Oh, I turned that off and it just resets itself. Oh dear. Right, okay. There we go. I've drawn two fingers and a thumb. Okay. Right. Let me go back to sharing. Hang on. Escape. Okay. Right. Okay. So that was quite nice and quick. That was helpful. What I might do, just because we've got quite so many nice images, that we might just kind of dive straight in and then see how we feel a bit later. So we could start with one of the slightly kind of simpler, like, there's obviously there's some things going on here, but uh it doesn't involve people, so that's quite helpful. So maybe can you see this okay? It's a little bit pixelated, it's not most perfect quality, but maybe if we do this one for let's say, let's do this for 8 minutes and see how we get on. Is that okay? And then we'll just increase the time. Let me just stop this timer. Uh, Close. Uh, right, let's try again. Oh, this timer is supposed so long. Right, okay, so we'll do this one for 8 minutes. And mm, right, there we go. Yeah, this is the one that was making this, that anything with apple pie or like desserts just makes me very hungry. Oh, I feel like I do need to make apple pie. I bought some new pencils this week. I bought some kind of browns, like ochre colours and oranges, and just kind of nice warm colours. And yeah, it's really nice to be able to properly try them out. I don't quite know why there's a massive drawing pin. I've only just noticed that there's a huge drawing pin in that. Oh, that's strange. I think it's just some aesthetically, it just maybe looked quite quirky. Bear with me. There we go. Right. How was that? I really struggled with that one. Really struggled. Right, I'm just going to take the alarm sound off. Off. There we go. Right. Okay. Um, so what would be nice would be, I feel like maybe a bit longer and including some people. So maybe we could either go hands, that might be going a bit too far. That's quite nice. I quite like the lady with the soup. That's quite good. Um, does anyone have any preferences? If I just kind of whiz through, and if anyone does, please do give me a thumbs up or just let me know. Um, there's some nice ones with some of the children. That's quite sweet. Um, I quite like that one with the guy in the Father Christmas jumper, or the kind of sorry, the Christmas jumper who looked a bit like Father Christmas. That was quite cute. Um, that was quite nice. Um, the one with the lady lighting. All right, let's have a little look. I might go back to, unless anyone minds, I might go back to the lady with the soup. Does anyone have a preference, or should we just go ahead? Is that all right? Okay, fantastic. Let's go with the lady in the soup. I'll find my timer. Right, we'll do this one as it's a little bit more complex. Let's go for 12 minutes because it's a little bit more going on. Oh, not 2 minutes. It's 12 minutes. And let's start on that. Might just leave it not full screen because I'm just finding it a bit easier to see. Right. Yeah, I like this image. There was so many images I was looking at where it was really really staged to the point where it was just it looked like there was nothing in the pots, and it was like nothing kind of, you know what I mean? You know, like they're having a like a I don't know, they're sitting and eating, and they're and all the food is probably freezing, and it just looked so unnatural. So I was trying to find some that looked a bit better, but this one did. I thought this one was quite nice. Um, hmm. I think the hard thing is like what to focus on. I kind of like the idea that the background is a little bit softer. So like, you know, you can't really see, maybe you're not putting in all the detail, and it's just like keeping into that focus, and like those colours, that green and that red's really nice. It really pops out. Keeping up, you know, the rest of the colours quite fairly neutral. Quite nice. Um, I do like the texture of her jumper. Mm. I'm using my new using my walnut ink today. and doesn't smell of anything, which is really nice. Oh, I'm still a bit scared to use my mushroom ink because it smells so terrible. I do need to just make sure that when I do use it, the window is open. Yeah, I promised myself I wasn't going to really use any wet wet materials, but I've just paved and put my ink on, and now I've got to wait for that to dry. Mm. Okay, we have 2 minutes. 2 minutes left. Mhm. Time for some frantic scribbling. Time's up. Oh dear. Just gonna put a couple of leaves in. Like, oh, I need to put some leaves in. Okay. Right. It's difficult to just think about what do you focus on? What do you focus on? And I was trying, I think I spent too long maybe on the little spoon. Right. Okay, so let's go for oh, it'd be quite nice. Oh, I quite like that one. Let's have a look. So we've got big cozy kitchen. What I thought was some of these for this kind of the space where there's just nothing actually in there. You know, you could just put in your own character, or you could replace the people that are in the image with your own characters. So if you did want to do like animals or children or anything and you wanted to keep them consistent, you could maybe just keep that same character in each image, and that could be quite nice. Oh, that's so cute. Sticking his finger in the pudding. Um, that's quite nice because there's like a nice little interaction. Um, that's good. Let's have a little look. Might come back to that. What time is it? Yeah. So maybe what we do is, how about like the group one, like ones with like the people maybe you could either like isolate it and just maybe do um people together, like just maybe take those two in the foreground and then the other two in the background, keep maybe not have those in if you wanted. And then what we could do is at the end, just maybe end on this kind of quite funny old chap in his Christmas jumper. Let me just have a quick whiz through. Oh, hang on, I just remembered there's these other two. Oh, it's tricky. Does anyone have a preference? So I was thinking either the group of people that were hugging, or this was quite nice, or this one was quite nice as well. The setting of the table and putting the food out, that was quite a nice one. Again, uh, you could just take bits of that. You don't necessarily have to do all of that kind of background, all of those, like the cabinet and the other things. Does anyone have a preference between that and the people hugging or not? If not, then I will choose. I'd go with the hugging. Hugging's quite nice.
Oh, good.
Hello, hi Michelle, you all right? What would you prefer,
Yeah, I
Michelle?
like people hugging.
You like both of them? Do you have a preference, Michelle? Did you not mind?
I like him. I think we should do the old guy in the Christmas jumper
Yeah.
as the finale.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I thought that was really fun. Okay, I'm gonna stick with these guys, and then what I'm probably gonna do is just focus on like maybe just the kind of body language and maybe try and get some of the food in as well, but not as like, I quite like the out focus look and then the focus being on this kind of like expression. But like I say, you can kind of adapt the characters. So if you didn't want to do the people, you could do animals, or if you wanted to. But I'll start that and let's do this one for a bit longer because yeah, anything with hands just takes a bit longer. Maybe what we'll do this for 14. It will let me. I'm just going to close it out. We'll do it for 14 and then we will start that one. There we go. See how we get on. And then, I mean, like I say, if you wanted to go back to one of the other images or work further on a different one, then you're very welcome.
I'm probably being stupid, but where can I get the other images?
Oh, sorry, Rowena. It's yeah, in the so on the original post.
Right.
I posted one today as well, just with some
That's the one I've been looking at. That's where
yeah, go
I'm
with
kind
that
of going
one.
for a bit of the kitchen theme,
Yeah, that's the most recent one, and there's
so that I'm picking ones where they're all kind of cooking, more in
yeah,
progress.
so yeah, if you go
That's just me.
so all of the so they're all include all on both posts. So there's a post I think I put it out. I'm going to say last week. I think it was last week that I shared that one, and then there's one today. But the one today, all I did was I added in some kind of artist inspiration. So if you wanted to I was looking at children's book illustrators and how they tackle kind of quite complex like scenes, and I was just trying to give some ideas if you wanted to focus it more of like a children's book illustration. There's things that they would do, like it was like Shirley Hughes, who's obviously like the master of like observation and domestic scenes, and just and being able to just capture those moments. And she did also have she was really great at kind of honing in on like this little kind of like, maybe I have that the people in like the subject in the middle, and but then she would have all these little other little things going on around it, but she just managed to kind of, I don't know, like she made a really busy scene just somehow uh not in like really kind of easy to kind of take in, and there was one of the images where it was like a mum and dad chatting with like a cup of tea, but then there was like a whole other story going on underneath the table with this little kid who was looking through all of the shopping, and it was just these kind of multiple little stories kind of going on, and your eye just somehow just and it was just the ability to like get your eye to just move around the page. It was amazing. It's amazing how she does it. um and then there were who else did I include? um there was Benji Davis was in there, I think, as well. Um, Again, it's like that kind of idea of having like scenes within scenes, and it was like there was more things going on than just what they you were looking at. So in the background there was the dad who was going out to fish, and then you could see in the background, just through the little tiny little gap in the window, you could just see a little bit of the environment, and it was just how in this kind of quite a small space there was so much storytelling going on, and I think I was just really quite fascinated by that. But also some of the illustrators were really great at just bringing in like warmth and atmosphere in the way that they were using kind of color and this kind of warmth in the kind of tone. and the way that they were using things like, you know, like a candle or a fire. And it was just, yeah, it was really nice. So yeah, sorry, that wasn't your question, but I just thought I would elaborate a little bit onto like why I'd kind of included those in, and they might help people who are interested in children's books. But yeah, no, if you go to that, Rowena, you can find all of those. I hope that helps.
It really does help. I'm glad you included it because it's nice to think not being literal.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, absolutely. And I think it can be quite, you know, they can be quite boring, quite scenes. Like there's one image I've actually included in this set, which is just kind of it's just a kitchen, but it hasn't got anything else in it. It's just a very nicely set out kitchen, you know, it's very aesthetically, looks very nice, and it's good. But actually, you know, you could add, if you added your own character in there, or even if it was just something like, I don't know, that like if the window was open and it was blowing a curtain, or if it was, or if a chair had fallen over, like you just add these little bits of drama into it. It's kind of interesting, like how you can make these little changes and
It
add
just gives, if
stories
it,
in without even using words. So I just thought that was quite interesting.
yeah, if it just gives you the framework of the room,
Yeah, yeah. So if you
and
look at
then
things
you
like,
can pick how to layer
yeah,
the actual details, I guess. Like yeah,
yeah, and I think they are.
I was drawn to that Sydney Smith one. It's like,
Oh
oh,
man, he's just an absolute master. He's a genius. I don't know how he does it. There's a formula you can kind of find.
yeah.
Lee Smith formula.
I think I'm trying to find the work on the gap between the images I like and what I actually make. If that
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah, no, absolutely.
I
Um,
think I tend to kind of get stuck in and then go, right, it's time for some more experimentation first. Like, how
mm,
many different ways can you draw the same image?
yeah, it'd be interesting actually if you took like one photograph, like one kitchen scene, and if you just drew that in different ways or even different colors, like a different palette,
Yeah,
and if you just changed one little thing, you know what I mean? Or even if it was just, yeah, it could even be just changing. It could be a kitchen that doesn't have any food in it, as opposed to having food in it, and things. There's certain
yeah.
things that really change the feel. And you can obviously apply that to any scene. Um, but yeah, I mean, kitchens are really interesting, obviously, spaces because they can, you know, there's a lot of drama happens in kitchens.
Yeah, they are where so much happens. And
You know, it's almost like, you know, in like soap operas when you watch like EastEnders or all of these, like it's like the kitchen is like the place where people kind of come and sit and argue, or it's a big revelation, or there's a, you know, there's a bombshell is dropped, and then you have the out, you know, the, and then it ends with that do do do, and it's like that. Yeah, always imagine it's always often, yeah, kitchens is often that kind of place that these things happen. So I thought they were just quite, yeah, it's quite special.
yeah, I've worked out I don't have the previous images because I've signed up again since between the two emails. But don't worry,
Yes.
I'll find a way.
Yeah. Oh, do you know what? I will just I'll sort you out with that, Rowena. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's not
Um,
urgent.
no,
I'm,
it's
you
fine.
know, when you go, I see what I've done.
I will make a note and I'll do that.
It's cool. Yeah, you know, and it's yeah, just life.
No, that's fine. Yeah, there were other images, but I think there was about, I think this set is about 15 or so, and I was just like, oh, I'm not going to put in too many more because it was then I get confused and then I can't. I'm so indecisive what to draw, and then it just makes, yeah, makes it just a bit trickier. Um,
Usually
did
I'm
you
quite
see?
disciplined and kind of just draw what I'm told. In live calls, I'm like, yep, just do that.
You
No,
to
no,
just be
do that.
decisive. Draw that. Um, did you spot that Sydney Smith went to the Cambridge to Anglia Ruskin? Did you see that? I think he just kind of turned up. I think he was just in the area or something, and he just came in, and I was just like, oh my God, what an amazing day that would have been. Gosh. And then, yeah, and then you could just see in this photo, all of the students just absolutely like just
trying not to.
enraptured, trying not to be like these kind of geeky fans. Yeah.
I think it's also a lot of the techniques I like the look of. The finished pieces aren't ones you can kind of do in live speed.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
it's also kind of like recently went to Edinburgh and I just had to remind myself that as a family trip, and I only got 2 sketches done the whole time anyway, but you just have to ignore a certain section of materials because they're not going to work
Yeah.
in a cafe when you can only get, I tend to just get like one pencil out at a time, but it
Oh,
like,
yeah.
because otherwise it's chaos. It's enough chaos already.
Yeah.
I can only handle one material, literally. So,
Did you say so you went to Edinburgh, did you say?
yeah,
Oh, when was that?
half term,
Oh, nice.
York and Edinburgh, because we've got family in both.
Yeah. So I don't know Edinburgh that well. I mean, I only know it for like because I've been a few times for the Fringe. So
Mm,
I've been to I did go to the castle and have a bit of a wander around as well. But it is beautiful.
yeah, my brother-in-law and sister-in-law both went to uni there and then met and haven't left. So
Oh, wow. Oh, there are worse
we,
places to stay.
yeah, I know.
To uni.
It's very convenient when family moves to places you'd quite like. You're like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good excuse.
God, yeah,
Most of
especially
our holidays are currently planned round.
yeah. Do they let you stay in their
They
house?
used to, but now they have a 3-year-old and a 10-month-old.
Oh, to be well, fair enough then.
So we found an Airbnb 100 meters down the road
Mm,
with the 7-year-old, which meant we could just leave the couch. Like we all had dinner together in their apartment. I mean, it's one of these classic flats, um, and then we'd leave them to chaos, the
mm.
nighttime chaos.
Yeah, God, yeah. Yeah, it's not much fun staying in a house when there's lots of very young children. If your child isn't that young, it's always a
No,
bit
you kind of
of
go, oh yes, breathe. We're not quite in that anymore.
no, it's quite nice to escape, isn't it?
Um,
Um,
I think
yes.
when they're all a bit bigger, it'll be fine again. But at the moment,
Yeah,
they were
yeah,
like, really sorry, we just can't. It's
yeah.
like, no,
And
that's fine.
yeah, and you kind of end up getting in the way of their routine because you know, and it's like you've got a
Well,
tuned
yeah,
routine and you don't want to, and if people are in the house, it can just actually make it
yeah.
really difficult.
Um, so yeah, I'll just ride out this phase of
Yeah.
life, and that's fine. It's the first time we've gone that far with ours. So
Oh, nice. It was quite, was it did it have quite like a wintry feel or was it quite mild still?
it was that bit where it's really warm, weirdly warm.
Ah, yeah.
There was a chill underneath, but it would no end. We always used to go like a month later, like this sort of time,
Mm,
like before we had him, and
yeah.
so in my head that was kind of what I was expecting
Ah, okay.
or ready for, and then it was a borderline heat wave that week. I'm like,
Oh,
this is this is fine, but also not what I.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, we're aiming to go again, but by train next time. So proved we can
Yeah.
do it.
It's lovely on the train. Yeah.
Yeah, we've done both over the years. It just depended. Well, before him, like, it just depended what
Yeah.
logistics were like when we got there. So
Yeah, it's a nice yeah, it was a nice journey. I did fly once. I don't even know why actually. I can't even remember why. Maybe I couldn't get the train. There was no train tickets. I don't know. Maybe I might have been full. But yeah, it seems it's such a short distance to fly.
yeah,
Now I'd be like, I mean, horrified. The idea now, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that.
I think it depends how near you are to an airport. At the other end, like
Yeah.
the Edinburgh end's fine, but this end, it's like you add in the time it would take to get to an airport and the time ahead, and you go, yeah, it's just not
Yeah.
worth it.
No, and it's obviously, you know, environmentally, it's not.
Let alone, yeah, even just on a selfish note, you're like, no.
Yeah, like I think back, this was a long time ago, and I probably was less, you know, it was something I wouldn't necessarily have been thinking about, which sounds awful when I was younger. But now I'm like, no, God, I wouldn't. Yeah, it's pleased to say it's slightly less. Yeah, but a bit more mindful of these things.
I mean, sometimes it is that is, I say, the best option. But you know, if it's you're trying to squeeze something in or get somewhere quickly, then it has its uses. But I think the stress would outweigh for me. I'd be just I haven't flown in years. So
Yeah.
no, no.
Did you go to the oh, I've only got 2 seconds left. Did you there's a place called oh, what's it called? Golden Hair Books. Did you go to it? There was a really
That
nice
rings a bell.
I really want to go in. Like there was a they did a talk, an artist talk from the bookshop years ago. It was like like an online Zoom. That's how I found out about them. And then I followed them online, and it's just beautiful. It looks really lovely, and definitely it's like one of my. If I ever go back to Edinburgh, which I'm sure I will, I'd like to go. They do quite a lot for artists. Sorry, not artists, author talks.
Yeah, it rings a bell. It's not one I've been to, and it's not in a patch. It wasn't like I just missed it this time, which is
No,
a relief.
yeah.
We had to be fairly realist. Like there were, yeah, I had to prioritize where I could get to,
Of course, yeah, yeah. There was only like a certain amount
which,
you could actually
yeah,
fit in that time.
one of
Otherwise,
those like,
really stuff.
yeah, you can want to do all, have them in your note, like have them tagged, and then acknowledge what you can actually achieve.
Yeah, it's hard as yet. And then the botanical gardens are beautiful. I did actually manage to go there.
Some of them were closed. I think it was they were on my list as well, but I think a chunk of something like that was closed. But you're like, okay, not this time then.
No, it's kind of you need a bit of time. It's a bit like queue, isn't it? You need like a bit of time to go around these
Yeah,
places.
but we ended up at the National Museum of Scotland 2 days running because the kids liked it. It's like, oh,
Oh, great. Yeah. Well, if they're happy, go into that.
exactly.
Yeah. God,
And
yeah.
it's free, so it doesn't matter how long you
Yes.
actually spend.
No.
Whether it's oh
Yeah.
right, no, it's all gone wrong. We have to leave now and feel less guilty. Just adjust how much you put in the donation.
Yeah. Extra, and then potentially extra money to spend in the shop or in the cafe.
Well,
Right. So
kid
what?
didn't even get to see the shop this time. He was very
You
put
not?
out.
Oh
He
my
didn't
God.
know it was there. I
Oh
went and sneaked
no.
off while he wasn't looking.
Oh God. Next time.
Did my research for next time, yeah.
We'll save this chat. So it's 8 o'clock now. So I think we can aim to finish at maybe 20 past. So what we could do is do a 10 minutes and save this for the end. Does everyone feel sufficiently kind of warmed up now that they could probably tackle this in 10 minutes? And then we could do
Sure.
yeah, okay. And then we could do something like this where it's just very simple, but if you wanted to, you could add in like something in the background if you wanted to put a character in. Or we could, I mean, these are quite simple. We could maybe squeeze into, I don't know, maybe that's too optimistic. I quite like the little boy. Quite like the little boy.
Been told don't touch, but it's going to happen. What,
Yeah,
this bit or that bit?
yeah, I quite like that. Shall we do the little boy? Is that okay? Because it is quite cute.
Yeah,
Sure.
I like the
Let's.
lights in the back as well.
It is nice, isn't it? Yeah, let's do the little boy then, and then we can end with the guy in the jumper, and then right, okay. Let me just get my timer.
Got a real hankering to put up loads of fairy lights this year.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people have been. A lot of people have got their Christmas decorations up already here, so and it's making me feel a little bit like I want to put some up. Yeah. When do you tend to put yours up, Rowena? Are you quite strict?
Quite often we don't get round to it if we're going away for Christmas.
Mm,
It's one of those things that always it's like, oh, it's a great idea. Oh, look,
mm.
it's Christmas Eve and we're about to go away. So this year we are here.
Oh,
And I'm aiming for that Christmas can start on like the 1st of December and possibly even go as far as an advent candle because it's something we used to do when I was little.
oh, okay. Yeah.
So that's my target. I've got 10 days to get life to a point where I'm then enjoying it, not going, ah.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean,
But that feels
I don't know how people,
doable this year.
I don't know how people get organised enough to get all their decorations up like mid-November.
Well, and also the longer they're up, like the sadder it is to take them down.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
if they become normal, then would you ever take them to like?
yeah. I'm more. We tend to go more for like well, I say mid-December. You know, maybe the second week, maybe the first week, second weeks of December, and then. But we tend to leave ours up until after New Year. So yeah.
Yeah,
Whereas I know that some people are just like get them up early, and then by Boxing Day they're all down.
yeah,
Take
yeah. I
them all
think people who
down.
go start. I know there was someone I used to follow her blog in America who was always like, "Yep, want them up early, but they also need to go." Like, I'm done on
Yeah,
both.
yeah.
And I've got a friend who we used to go and have New Year's Eve with, and sometimes there was definitely one year we went back round on New Year's Day, like for like brunch,
Mm.
and she'd already taken them down in the morning of New Year's Day. She
Oh,
was like, "I'm done."
I'm done now. That's it.
And
That's
it's like,
fine.
oh, that feels
Yeah.
really weird when you've been you're
Wow.
here like 12 hours earlier and it was full Christmas and now it's over.
Wow.
But,
It's done. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it depends how it all falls and when you've got, if you're going back to when you're going back to work, and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think there's everyone's got their sort of system, but
Yeah.
mine will just be trying to get anything.
Yeah. And some people, I suppose, yeah, because if people do go away at Christmas, I guess, yeah, they want to have them up early so that they can enjoy them. Because if they're not home then for like a week or something.
I always think I feel like I've got a certain amount of festive spirit, and if you make me start in October, I will have run out well before Christmas. So please
Yeah.
don't make me
Yeah.
use
Yeah.
it up. Like, and also
Yeah.
all the stuff that tries to make you feel like you should be stressed, or it's like, stop it.
Mm.
But
Yeah, it doesn't help with all the adverts starting like just after Halloween and
I
early.
think Halloween's held them back a bit the last few years. Like, I think it might have slowed the creep of them getting earlier and earlier.
Maybe. Yeah, you might be
But
right.
I don't know if that's scientific or just.
You might be right. Yeah, Halloween is, yeah, it's bigger. Definitely takes up more it takes up, I think people are spending more money on Halloween, not just for not just companies advertising, but people generally, yeah, investing more into it. Judging by what's in the shops around that time, it's so much different to when I was, well, just every year it just seems to be more and more. I don't mind too much. I don't mind
Yeah,
too much, but
yeah. I'm not a big fan. Well, I used to. It's because I used to, as a kid, I associated it with being made to do like apple bobbing and stuff, which I hated.
yeah, I
It
find
just
the
felt
idea of
like
apple being strange. The idea of like
drowning.
drowning, yeah, yeah, doesn't
So in
appeal.
some, but now I see it as a bit of a like, well, it holds Christmas off for a bit, so
It's
it
good.
means they don't start with Christmas in September.
Yeah,
So I'll let it
yeah,
exist.
keep it coming. Yeah,
I'll tolerate it a bit more because it has its uses.
yeah. There's a shop where I live, and they sell like cards, and it's like basically it's like a greeting card shop. It's a very sweet shop, and they do little gifts and stuff like that. But it's funny because I go in there, and it's they have to obviously be really into the Christmas stuff because it's the busiest time of year. But I speak to the guy, and he's just like, oh God, I hate Christmas. He's really great. Like he's just not interested. He's like, oh, I just it comes so well. Like it's really funny because obviously they're a shop that they need people to want to go and buy cards, but he's really he just likes Christmas. And I said, well, how does that work for you then? He says, well, you know, like I just have to tolerate it. I just have to get on with it. I found that quite funny. I felt quite sorry for him.
It's a bit like anything where you're told you have to be jolly, or you're told you have to.
Yeah.
Do it my own way. Look.
Yeah.
Oh, you will have fun. It's like, don't tell me.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm quite happy to have fun until I'm told I'm going to have.
Absolutely. And then you resist. Yeah. Yeah.
Skeptic or something in this, all of the above. It's also when it loses sight of, to say not what it's about necessarily, not religiously, but just in terms of, yeah, if it just becomes a big spending, and that's, you're only being told that by the people who are trying to make some money now.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to try and do a bit more this year. I've gone through phases where I've made gifts, like made a lot of gifts, or been really kind of strict about who we buy for, like not buying for the sake of it and just buying, you know, maybe something's, you know, one thing, and we give ourselves a bit of a price limit or whatever. And I think it's really easy to slip away from that. Like you just get back into that kind of spending and throwing money at stuff, and you just get, and you've got to have, like, then you have to tell yourself, like, no, it's not what this isn't what it's about. You've got to don't get sucked in again, you know. So yeah, I did go through phases of like making things, which was lovely. So I really want to try and do a bit more of that this year, make a bit more time in December to make some gifts.
My favourite thing is that I now got to remember to send the link again, but Jackson's vouchers are my now go to. Please, you know, if anyone wants to know what to get me, just get me
Yes, of course. Keep forgetting
vouchers.
that's the thing, yeah.
I mean, then you don't have to admit how much you spend on pencils.
Yeah, nobody knows your secret.
And you can have it in reserve for when it's just sat there waiting for you.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Just when you
Done
need.
like the last, yeah. Well, I'm tempted by a set of those cast pencils.
Which one, sorry, Marina?
The cast water soluble woodless one.
I don't know those ones.
A few people have, I think, have been sent them as a PR.
Yeah, freebie.
But they only come as a set of 24.
Oh, sneaky. That's so sneaky.
They're really tempting, but I'm.
You just want to try out one, don't you? And that's really cool. It's
Yeah.
24. I mean, even if I really like them, I don't know if I'd want. I don't know. Would I want to buy a box of 24? You have to be really sure.
Yeah, that's why I'm a bit like.
Get some reviews from people first and see what.
But like I say, a few people have been sent them, so there are a few online reviews going around.
I haven't actually used water soluble pencils in a really really long time. Like I've not, well, I use them, but I don't use them necessarily to mix with water. I just use them on top of, you know, just to draw with.
Yeah, I have sort of not a love-hate, but I keep going back and forth to them. I've got some ink tints and some super colours, and a couple of Albert Dürer ones.
Yeah, I mean they have to be really good quality to work well.
Yeah.
Time is up, guys.
So I've just been chatting.
No, it's fine. Yeah, yeah, they have to be. I mean, I've got some really old water like water soluble pencils, but I think after a while they're just not as they don't work, they just don't work so well. They go a bit, I don't know, they kind of dry out almost.
Yeah, and I think the quality does vary from brand to brand,
Mm,
because I've
yeah.
got some of my dad's, like the Derwent, just called watercolor ones, and the payoff is they just disappear.
Is it like these ones? Yeah, they're like I've
So,
had them for so long. I can't bear to
and
throw
like
them away.
ink tints are lovely, but they're all really punchy.
Mm.
So they're a bit all or nothing.
All of yeah, and I'm more of a well, I'm personally just more of a fan of the slightly more kind of softer things that you can
Yeah.
layer up really. But that's just me. Um, right. So 10 minutes on this chap. Um, oh, that's cute. Um, yeah, I was there was, I mean, obviously when I was looking for these images and stuff, there was, I mean, a lot of them included like chicken, like meat, and I was really conscious that like so many people are very, there were so many people who are vegetarians or vegans, and it might really, people might find it really off-putting. So I was trying not to. It sounds really silly. I was trying to do more yeah, for like fruits and vegetables and like baking and baked goods and stuff like that. Um, yeah,
Non-specific
some people really
pies.
don't like.
Sorry.
Sorry, Maureen, I was just saying, like, some people really don't like even the look of like cooked meat.
Yeah, no, it's just like a pie that doesn't show what is in it. You can it's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, that's
could be a
it.
cheese and onion pie. It could be.
Could be, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, could have some spinach in it. It could be, yeah. So I was weird, but then this one looks so nice. I thought, oh, I'll just put one in. We'll put one in. It's neat.
Yeah, although I'm still unconvinced by the adverts from the supermarkets, like a carrot galette. I'm like, I have to try quite hard to make carrots that exciting.
The lead. Yeah, there's a few adverts that I've seen where I think it might even be the Sainsbury's one, where it showed all these lovely, getting all these lovely fresh ingredients and produce, and it was like from all these local, locally sourced, or just in the UK, and here's some fish and here's some potatoes and whatever, and then they kind of like do this whole sparkly magic thing, and then it's just this table of like beige, and it was just like, oh, you've just ruined some perfectly good food, and like it's like really over processed. It just looked so unappealing. um, but yeah, maybe that's just me. But it was just it, and like everything's got glitter dust on the top and all of this stuff, and I was like, oh, that's a shame. Just a good quality carrot. It's all you need. You don't need to overdo it. Rowena, are you in Oxford or Cambridge?
Near Oxford.
Near Oxford, sorry, I couldn't remember
Yeah.
which one it was, yeah. Do they do like quite a good Christmas like display? Like, you know, the lights and all of that kind of stuff. Is it quite magical there at
I
Christmas?
haven't been into Oxford.
No, okay.
I
Yeah,
live in Didcot, so a town. I mean, it's not far by train, but
yeah.
yeah, but the centre of Oxford's usually just a bit mad. So.
Yeah, you can't have a board, yeah. Yeah, I was just wondering about like, you know, places to go that has nice lights and it's not too, because Oxford isn't too far from me.
Where are you roughly?
Or maybe rather than like, yeah, because I mean in the past, you know, obviously you know, you've got Oxford Street and all of that. I mean I am going to London on Friday, but it's just a kind of, maybe it's like a little family trip. It might be quite nice to go and see some lights, but yeah, I don't really want to have to battle into a town centre necessarily, but it's tricky.
No.
Yeah, because Oxford obviously is awful to drive. You can't really drive into it, can you? It's kind of it's the park and ride, isn't it? Pretty much is your
Yeah, I mean, from Didcot, the train is like 15 minutes.
oh, okay.
I say that, and now I'm thinking, I haven't done it for a little while, but
Mhm.
um, so, but roughly, what county are you in? If you,
Northamptonshire,
mm,
kind of west
yeah,
Northamptonshire. Yeah, so it's quite fair.
no, because sometimes it's been the
Yeah.
country houses type things that are now
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah, there's Chatsworth, which is
Um,
not kind of a bit, well, it's north, it's more like Derbyshire, I think, isn't it, Chatsworth? But that's quite, that was something we were thinking of.
yeah, I mean, around here it'd be Blenheim and all of the,
Blenheim, yes, of course, yeah. Yeah, we were
I say
there recently,
cliche,
actually. Yeah.
but
We
it,
did
yeah, or it's looking for like smaller places sometimes that do,
yeah, yeah. I'll have to have a little look and see.
or this
Oh,
summer we went to a nature day, like a day at a local nature reserve,
oh yeah.
and I think they do like a meet the Santa thing, which is not necessarily quite the same, but it's sort of a
Mm,
slightly thinking sideways,
yes.
not exactly the same, but slightly alternative versions of.
Mm. Yeah, I'll have a little think. Yeah, I mean, in our village, it's just a few fairy lights on a tree. It's very, it's very low key. It's nice. There is a little group of people that come and sing some carols and stuff. It is nice, but maybe something that's a little bit more exciting. But nothing, yeah, not Oxford Street, uh, levels, you know,
Yeah,
madness.
because it's what Oxford Street and Regent Street and maybe Carnaby Street, those sorts of.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really hoping there's an art shop I really want to go to in London on Friday. I'm going to try my best to go because
Which one?
Cornelius and Son, I think.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I really want to go. I'm trying to persuade my sister and brother. It's like, oh, can I just pop in here? Just I say pop in, you know, 2 hours later.
yeah.
Yeah.
I lose track of all time in.
Yeah. Well, they're okay. They'll probably just go to the pub and just wait for me. Wait for me. I'll be there. I'll be there in a bit. Yeah, they do a lot of like ink making stuff.
Yeah, I have visited
Ah.
because it's quite near the British. I went to Sarah Dyer's meetup at British Museum,
Oh yes, yeah.
and it wasn't too far. There was
Yeah.
a sort of group trips.
Yes.
Like,
Was that like a couple? I think it was a couple of years. Was that a couple of years ago now? I can't remember.
yeah, about Easterish last year.
Mm. Yeah. If I go, I'll do a little update of. I'll write about it at the end of the month and let you know how I get on. Right, that's it. So it's 20. That was Yeah, that was 10 minutes. Right, okay. Wow, I've just kind of half drawn someone who looks a bit like Father Christmas, but yeah, anyway. I think I know what's happening now. I was trying to get I was putting some gouache on because trying to, is it like trying to bring out the Sydney Smith in me and trying to go all kind of, washes and stuff, but it needs a bit more time than I've currently got. Anyway, yeah, how did everyone get on? I hope that was kind of okay, and you had, and it was enough time to maybe create some little cozy kitchen cooking images. Yeah. How did everyone like? Did it do okay? It wasn't too awful. You are
It's
very
great. The pictures, I thought the pictures are terrific. I mean,
oh,
it's
oh
so much there to choose from,
yeah.
and I actually just did it 100% in pencil, plain black pencil.
Wow.
And,
Okay.
you
Would
know,
you like to
and I
share?
have,
You were very,
sure,
if you'd like to
I
let
have
me
little
just.
drawings. I don't know if you can, I ended with the little drawings,
Oh, oh, nice. Oh, I
but I
love. Oh,
started with the big drawings, and that was fun too.
oh, I like. Oh, I love that. I love the simplicity of the line. That's great.
Yeah, well, it felt really good to just draw.
Yeah, really. Oh, that simplicity. Sometimes it's really nice, isn't it? It's actually.
Uh-huh. And
Oh,
then what
lovely.
I'll do is go back and put ink over the pencil
Mm.
and add a little color.
And do you use watercolors mostly?
I use Derwent Inktense paints because
Oh,
they're so forgiving.
ah,
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah. So I
Oh,
can,
fabulous.
they dry really fast
Yeah,
and you can go over them.
perfect. Perfect. That's what I
Yeah.
love about, yeah, watercolors and these kind of things. It's just it's being able to like maybe lift things off or, yeah, forgiving. That's a good word. I like that. Forgiving. Thank you so much. If you would, yeah, if I'd love to see it in a bit more detail, Michelle, if you wouldn't mind sending that to me, and then I can, if you don't mind,
Don't mind at all. No,
I
it
will.
was really fun to do. That was a good discipline for me today. It's just to sit and
Brilliant.
draw. So thank
Fantastic.
you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, if you wanted to send those, and then if you don't mind, I can share them in my roundup, my
Sure,
replay post. Yeah, fabulous.
sure.
Great, thank you, Michelle. Um, if anyone else would like to share, then just give me a little wave, um, or come off of mute. If not, I will share what I've done. Some of it's a little bit wet. Oh, hi, Ro. Um,
Or I was in lurking mode, but
oh no,
I will
no,
show only because that
lurk away.
that's as far as I've got. So like
Oh, oh, I
it's
love those colors. Oh my God, those colors are beautiful. Oh, it's so soft.
Oh,
they're
yeah.
very unfinished.
Oh, love it. Love it.
But
Oh,
I like where it's going, so I don't want to mess it up.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, I like that so much. I love the panels as well. The fact that you've planned all that out. That's so
That's
good.
kind of what I spent the warm up doing, was putting down some acrylic
Mm,
gouache in beige. It's like just not very far off the paper, but I just get thought I'm trying to
yeah.
try different things.
And those colors were really, I really like those colors. What did you use?
Uh, Fairly limited. I've got
That's lovely.
colour soft, brown ochre, and Mars orange from Don't Like Fast.
Mars orange. Oh,
Yeah.
what color? Can I see what kind of color that is? Have you got the pencil there? Is it that dark one at the top?
Yeah.
Oh, I like
So
that.
it's a bit like a sanguine, but it's nicer,
Mm.
I think.
Sorry, it's called Mars orange.
Mars orange from
Mm,
Don't Like Fast.
that's nice. Lovely.
Um,
What was that kind
or
of cool, kind of bluey color? What was it called?
um, there's a Polychromos Indrathine Blue 247.
Mm, very nice. And was it quite
Um,
soft? You just kind of work it really soft.
yeah, and I used Colour Soft in pet, petrol grey. C680
Pe-
as my dark at the moment. So the blue's kind of a bit mixed in at the moment.
Nice.
And a 741 for luminance and the Holbein soft white
Mm.
to try and protect some highlights.
So is it, sorry, did you say petrol grey?
I think it's called, yeah, it's wearing off. It's either petrol like the bird or petrol like the
Like the fuel.
so
And
it's C680 from Coloursoft.
Colour soft. Okay.
Because I do some of those I really like more than others.
Mm.
Keep coming back to their black.
Right. Yeah.
I think it's I enjoy it more than even a luminance black.
Luminance black
Controversial.
is a bit harsh. I find I do really like my I like my Mars black. I think Sarah Dyer got me onto that, and now I'm just
Yeah.
because it's not too
That's just a bit unpredictable when you rub it with another colour and it goes, oh look, it's purple actually, or
Yeah,
look,
that's true because it's got
so
that.
I back away. It's like I like you, but only when I know what you're gonna do.
Yeah, only when you'll mix it with very particular colours. Yeah, good point. Thank you, Arena.
That's
And
right.
you know, if you do happen to take a photo of that in
Okay,
daylight,
yeah.
send me it because I'd love to see all of that detail. That'd be really
Yeah.
nice. Right.
I actually
Okay.
have to finish
So,
something.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Arena. Right. I will share unless you would like to, Sarah. You don't have to. Or is it Sarah? I'm so sorry. Is it Sarah or Sarah? Sarah.
Yeah, both work.
Both. That's okay. I know that was somebody's like if it's the H on the end, it's said something slightly differently. But if you'd like to show, you can, but don't feel pressured at all. You don't have to. I will just pop up what I have done. So started off with, let me just spotlight myself. Hang on a sec.
I could also show.
Oh yeah, fabulous. Yeah, let me spotlight you.
This is like the first
Oh
one.
yeah. Oh no. Oh, you went. Did you go for pencil as well? Oh, fabulous.
It's just sort of like rapid.
Oh, like a pen. Oh, is it pen? Oh,
Yeah,
amazing. And did you do like kind of like soft? What kind of colors have you used? It like kind of soft pastel.
yeah, it's pastel.
Very nice.
And this was the second one.
Oh, you kind of got a different angle on that. It's really good. You kind of gone from like above. That's really nice. I like that. And I like how you've kind of left it really kind of, you've just left the edge, you've just kind of focused on one area and just left everything else. That's really good. I like it.
Yeah, I didn't have time, so I kind of had to.
Oh, that's so good. I love it. Oh my God. And the splashes of colour really just makes it all really pop out. And again, have you used pastel? Is it just
Yeah,
pastel?
yeah, just perfect.
So good. I'm so pleased you got some. Yeah, I didn't manage to get much green in. It's a real shame, but that's because it really sets off the red. Oh,
I kind of have to like change the scene here a bit.
that's lovely. Do you tend to go quite minimal with your colors? Do you tend to just kind of put in like just
Yeah, because I don't know how colors work together yet. So
yeah, you just seeing kind of what works. Yeah, it's fabulous. Oh, I love that. That's so good. I love it.
but the guy didn't really turn out like.
Oh, it's so nice. Do you know what? I did the same thing. I had this kind of like he looks very he's got some sort of like halo of like hair going on with mine. So it's quite similar. I haven't quite finished him, but thank you so much for sharing and for coming. Really really lovely to see. And yeah, let me just spotlight. There we go. Right. So I didn't, yeah, I use pencils mostly as well. So I kind of just did these I kind of just did this soft background with, I have these little, like little dabber, like little sponge things. And then I basically scrape off some of the pastel and then I just kind of sponged it on the background to try and give myself a little bit of colour, but without it being too much, because I wanted to get this kind of softer background going on. And then just worked with pencil, but I tried not to be too precise, and I was trying to just use it like on the edge and hold it slightly differently. So, but I don't know what happened there. These kind of strange hands. So, but yeah, that was that was those ones. And then I tried to spend a bit more time on like thinking about, yeah, like just the color, and I was trying to put the background in, and then I got a bit stuck around this bit, and I was just getting really a bit fiddly with like hands and stuff. And that, yeah, I didn't really manage to finish very much of that.
Is that ink?
What's
Yeah.
that, sorry?
Is it ink in this?
What is it? So what did I use? Oh no, I think it was oh no, it's Ecolines. Oh no, so I used a bit of, this was walnut ink, sorry, that is walnut ink. That was this so it's this walnut ink that I just kind of I put on, and then it took ages to dry, and then I used some Ecoline red here, and then just worked on the top of it, and then I wanted to kind of add a bit more green, but it didn't quite have enough time, and then I was chatting too much to do much with that. I just left that. And then again with a boy, like I was just trying to do this kind of like soft background and just bring him in and just kind of just bring him in just into it a little bit so it wasn't too heavy. And then again I was trying to do the guy with the hair, with the old chap, but he's ended up looking a bit ghostly. But it's because I was chatting. So as soon as I start chatting, it just doesn't really happen. But I love to chat, so I like chatting.
I was going to say sorry, but I'll take that.
Oh, no,
I'll retract the sorry.
I love chatting. I love chatting about materials and different things. So yeah, it was really nice. But yeah, thank you so much for coming. And yeah, Rowena, I will send you the kind of link so you can access those images.
Yeah.
And thank you for all of those. Yeah, I've got extra things now on my little list. But that orange looks so lovely because I've only got I've got really quite vivid. I've either got very muted orangey kind of colours or like these really strong orange, and I feel like I just need something a bit more in between. So I'll try that. Thank you.
Yeah, it's quite close to sanguine. By
Okay.
Dirk, because I think I got it in Derwent Drawing first in a set,
Okay.
and then went, oh look, light fast version, yes please.
Oh, okay. I'll give it a
But
go.
they're quite the only place, oh, not the only, but
Mm.
London Graphics Centre have them loose that you can actually see.
Oh, I could maybe go there on Friday.
You know, not distracting you, but
No, that's
also
another place I can add. Yeah, okay.
it
So,
might, I mean, it depends what you're after, but there's
Mm.
not many places who have them open stock in real life
Oh, okay.
out
Yeah.
of the range, you know, in independent or any art shops like Fast, don't like Fast seem to be really hard to get.
All right. Okay. Good
I
to
don't
know.
know why.
I love your like just a font of knowledge with all of this. I just come to you with my little list and I'll just write things down.
Too much geekery, but
Oh
good.
no, it's great. I love it. Love it. Thank you so much. Yeah, the replay will be up tomorrow, and I'm trying to think what I've got coming on. So anyone watching on catch up, I hope you enjoy. Any questions, please let me know. If you wanted to share, you are very welcome to share, either by replying by putting something on the chat threads on Substack or on Instagram, and then I will repost and share that. Or you can just drop me an email or something if you wanted to share their work with me. Trying to think what else I've got to share with you. Oh yeah, so next month I think the theme next month will be winter birds. It'll be winter birds, winter animals. I think winter birds is kind of what I'm
Perfect.
so I'm really that which I think will be lovely, hopefully. So hopefully that's kind of something that people will be interested in painting or drawing. So there'll be more information coming up on that soon. So that I think our drawing session will be themed on winter birds, I think. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And yeah, whatever you're doing today for the rest of the day, have a good one. Thanks again for joining, and I'll see you all again very soon. Thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.